Hello there. Now, as the slammer is being removed finally from Thorpe Park this winter season, I thought I would take a look at the history of it over the years, so I hope you enjoy. Now, the slammer opened at Thorpe Park in March 2005 after a slight delay due to technical difficulties. It was the only sky swatter that was ever installed in Europe. Now, a sky swatter or sky swat was a rotary thrilling flat ride built by S&S, a company based in Utah in the USA. Whilst these rides were marketed between 2003 and 2010, only two were ever made, one being the Slammer and the other was called SWAT. Catchy. Now, SWAT was opened and moved between various Six Flags parks until being removed in 2013. The Slammer was located in what was known as Old Town at Thorpe Park, and as the ride type suggests, it really did look like two giant fly swats being rotated around a middle bar. The Slammer could seat 48 people at a time with 24 people on each arm, with 4 rows of 6 seats. Once seated, both arms would be lifted 65 feet up the support structure, and it would then start rotating, with riders reaching a height of 105 feet as they made their way round. I have seen it described as a rotating freefall, and it would rotate a few times in one direction and then the other way. With speeds of over 30 miles an hour, this definitely sounds like a disorientating experience and a thrilling flat ride for sure, with riders encountering positive and negative G-forces. Throughout its lifetime, the ride did experience problems, but what ride doesn't, I suppose? This included several extended closures, and on numerous occasions one of the arms got stuck at the top of the tower, which sounds terrible. One time the self-righting mechanism malfunctioned, meaning that before riders could be rescued they were stuck at a very uncomfortable angle, which doesn't sound nice either. From 2012 to 2014 there was some significant downtime for the Slammer, with the end of the 2012 season seeing all signage taken down, and the ride was not featured in the 2013 Fright Nights park map. At the beginning of the 2014 season the ride was being tested, so people were hopeful. When it got to May of the 2015 season, the ride was opening later than other rides, and there was a 3 p.m. closure for inspections that took 15 minutes, which does sound really, really worrying. In April 2017, the ride was closed for the rest of the season, and in May of that year, it was announced that it would be closed for good. It is mad to me, though, that the ride has been SBNO, or standing but not operating, since mid-2017. And we're at the end of 2024 now, and they're only just starting to sort of get it removed in the new year. That's a whole 7 years, and what's even crazier is we've seen a whole park area redeveloped in that time, with Hyperia being constructed no less. But even then, the Slammer was still there, just about visible under all the foliage. And after its closure, the queue line was reused for some Fright Night scare mazes. There is something I find fascinating about seeing old or abandoned rides or ride parts. Take the leaves away and it's almost like you could go on it again. Okay, some of the cushioned headrests have disappeared, but still, da-da-da. And apparently a tree has grown through one of the floors, but still, we'll ignore that. And there have been recent updates regarding the Slammer removal. Specifically, November 2024 saw Runnymede Borough Council provide permission to Thorpe Park for the Slammer's removal. The removal is due to take place in January to February 2025, so it is likely that it will all be gone by the start of next season. It did make me smile though when I read some of the management plan, as it states a designated welfare room will be provided, which will contain a warm water facility for the washing of hands, as well as a facility to boil water and warm up food. A drying room will also be provided. I mean, quite right too, the workers need their facilities, but I just love the way they have to word things. And one of the site rules is no offensive behaviour or horseplay. Got it. Anyone know what horseplay actually is in human terms? In fact, don't answer that in case you have a rude answer, don't answer. I've also included a snippet as it shows how boring they've made the Walking Dead building look. And I just like the little mention of the existing Wilderness Barbecue Beyond. Looking at all the documents does make me appreciate the planning that goes into things like this. Generally speaking, when there are improvements and closures and things that look so minor and easy to members of the public, including myself, I'm talking about myself here, you know, they seem so simple in my mind, but then when you look at the finer details like with this, there is so much that has to be considered. And this includes things like tree constraints. I'm not going to lie though, how cool would the plan of the whole of Thorpe Park be as a print that you could buy? And now you can see the Slammer. See that tiny bit in red? It's so small in comparison to the rest of the place. So there we have it. I'm intrigued to see any footage or images captured of the removal, and I'm even more intrigued to see what will be developed in this space. I doubt any parts will be sold, as it all seems a bit past it now, but you never know. It'll be interesting to see what happens. And yeah, any rumours, feel free to drop them in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.